Today we're proud to have with us Sawan Serasinghe, who is representing Australia at the Olympic Games in Rio in badminton. Good morning and welcome to Sri Lanka Morning Show. We're glad to have you here before you go to Rio.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a bit about your background and how you got involved with badminton.
Yeah, so I actually started back in Sri Lanka when I was about 5 years old with the encouragement of my parents. So ever since I played, and I actually moved to Australia when I was 11 and continued to play all through juniors for Victoria and played a couple of national carnivals as well, yeah.
So making the Olympics is a massive achievement. What is your training regime been like? And I understand that for the Olympics you have to play a certain number of tournaments.
Yeah, so I mean leading up to Olympics and all through the qualifying year, I've been training 6 days a week, at least twice a day at MSAC and Victorian Institute of Sport. And in order to qualify, actually, we had to play around 20 tournaments a year within a 12-month period, so just everywhere around the world trying to qualify, yeah. Some of them were obviously the national championships in Australia and the Oceanias, which was like a really big tournament for us that made a really big difference for us to qualify or not, so yeah.
So you've brought along some of your achievements here. Can you go into a little bit more detail in what these three?
Yeah, so the two medals here are from the close national championships this year. So one of them is for men's doubles and the other one is for mixed doubles. And the one at the front, which was in Tahiti, which was like a very big tournament that really made a difference for us, was the Oceania Championships, which I won in men's doubles, yeah.
Sawan, I understand that you're the first Sri Lankan to represent Australia in badminton. How does that feel?
Feels amazing. I mean, all the hard work we put in over the last few years have really come true, so yeah, it's an amazing feeling.
The cost of the tournament and travel would be quite expensive, so is there sponsorship that is given by the Australian government or any other organisations, and what are those costs involved?
Yeah, so currently I'm partially funded by the Australian government, so my parents have been helping me so far with the costs. But I would say roughly around $50,000 to $60,000 per year for all the traveling, including accommodation and food and all the other little costs, yeah.
That's a substantial amount of money. How are the other athletes also supporting themselves, and are you looking at sponsors?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's something I've been chasing for a while now, and I think a lot of athletes have been successful at it. So for me to find a private sponsor would help a lot. Usually when you do secure a sponsor, you can advertise their company logo on your apparel. There's certain places on your shirt, for example, that you can advertise, or on social media, or attend events to promote their product and they promote their company. So hopefully that's what I can give in return for a sponsorship, yeah.
So what's next for you after the Olympic Games?
My short-term plan is actually to go back to Europe, which I did last year for about a couple of months to train with different teams and play the European circuit. But in the long run, there's Commonwealth Games coming up in 2018 in Gold Coast, so that would be my long-term goal for the next 2 years, and obviously World Championships next year. So those are like the big tournaments I'm aiming for, but for now, after Rio, it'll be Europe.
So what kind of advice would you give younger athletes who have a similar vision to you?
I mean, I would say just always work hard, and if you have a goal, just kind of set your mind on it and then work towards it every day, and then hopefully if you do work hard, you'll get there one day.
Thank you for your time today, and we in the Sri Lankan community wish you all the very best in Rio, and we hope to see you back in the studio with your gold medal.
Thanks.
If you would like to sponsor Sawan as he works towards the Commonwealth Games, World Championships and 2020 Olympic Games, please contact us for further information.